do that. Like left indents on my head.
There we go. I know. I really, I can't talk in that thing, so I have to get something else. There's Jess. You can see Jess. She's at Disney. She's a rock star. All right, so we're going to just go through the announcements that were at Super Saturday really, really fast because you guys can look at all of these announcements in your Coach Online office. Then we're going to talk about a few things that we're doing, both of our teams are doing. And Courtney's going to wrap it up with an aha moment that she had running her incredible marathon this weekend. And then we're going to let you go. So I'm going to cruise through I know that they announced a lot of things, but I'm just going to go through them really fast. Like I said, you can check your FAQ if something stands out. If you didn't go to Super Saturday and you want to know more, just jump into your FAQ and search. But the very first thing that they talked about was the $20 off the Shift Shop Challenge Packs for October and the early bot access to a little bit more obsessed if you do that. And also if you are a coach and you purchase one of the packs or you get someone to purchase a pack or you get a coach to purchase one of the packs, including an accessory pack, you get into his test group, which technically started today. There was a lot of questions about the program and why is it still locked? They're rolling it out 1 week at a time. So just be patient. So prep week is there. And then next week, everything will be there and so on and so forth, like they've done for the other programs. The Make Your Mark promotion is number 2 that they talked about. They mentioned 14 things. So for those of you that are anal, I'm going to try to get through these 14 things. So number 2, the Make Your Mark promotion. If you hit Success Club, it's marker number 1. Marker 2 was something else. Marker 3, marker 4, and it was really cool prizes. So you should be getting those emails for yourself and for the coaches on your team to see where you've hit. I don't know about you, but I love prizes. So definitely go for that. Pump up your coaches to win those prizes. Number 3 that I have written down was the awesome video on tracking that was done by none other than our Courtney Bell. So for those of you that went to Super Saturday, if you were like, wait a minute, I know her, that's because you do. She's right there. And she talked about tracking, and it was incredible, the importance of tracking. So if you want to, skim through to that part of the Super Saturday video, do it. Number 4 they talked about Transform 20. They interviewed Sean T. He talked about the 3 sections of Transform 20. He talked about the first 2 weeks is Commit, the second 2 weeks is Climb, the third 2 weeks is Conquer. January 14th is going to be the official exclusive coach test group that he's going to be running, just like all of our trainers have done. The 5th thing they talked about was Energize coming into stick packs and in the flavor fruit punch, which
I could have used those on Sunday, let me tell you.
Yeah.
Need those.
So the stick packs are coming out sooner than the fruit punch is coming out in February. I don't have written down when the stick packs are coming out, but they're coming out.
I think they're launching about the same time in the spring.
Oh, the same time. Okay.
Winter, spring.
And then the 6th thing they talked about was Portion Fix in March. There's going to be a nutrition tab on your bod. It's very similar to 2B Mindset, but you can get trained. You can learn about and purchase the Portion Fix nutrition plan, and they're also coming out with a certification for that as well. Number 7, in April, they're doing a live stream, and they're relaunching 21 Day Fix, and it's going to be live, just like all of the other programs that we are doing. Everything is live 1 day at a time, so it'll be the same program, but she's going to be redoing them, and it's going to be live, so that'll be fun. The 8th thing is in the second quarter of next year, the vegan performance line. So that is really exciting. The 9th thing they said is a new program is coming out. They didn't say what. They just said a new program is coming out next year. Number 10, in July, they're going to be launching a new nutrition product. So we will find out at Summit. Number 11, at Summit, they're going to be announcing 2 new countries to launch. And I got a clue, a tip that it's going to be a Spanish-speaking country. So I'm thinking Mexico, I'm guessing. But that's just hearsay. We don't know yet, but 2 more countries. Very exciting. Number 11, Summit. No, we said that one already. Number 12, A new training is going to be in our Coach Online office, and there's going to be 3 parts. There's going to be a new coach section, an emerging leaders section, and then a leaders section. Very cool, because right now the trainings in there are pretty much geared towards new coach stuff. So look forward to that. And also at Summit, they're going to be doing a training for couples. So for couples that work the business together. So that's exciting. And then last but not least, Rachel Hollis will be at Summit 2019, and Courtney got her hands on a copy of the book.
So good.
So if you don't have your Summit ticket yet, like if this isn't the icing on the cake to get your Summit ticket at $145, get it. Like, I don't know what else we can say. I posted about it tonight. When my first Summit I went with by myself. And to see like how that's just grown every single year, and to see what you guys are a part of, like I can't even wait, because Rock Solid and Flawless Empire are going to be hanging out at Summit for the first time ever. So our team is not only going to feel big, it's going to feel humongous. It's going to be amazing.
It is. You guys got to get to Summit. Like, I think anybody that's on this call that has been to Summit can attest to that being like a very pivotal turning point for them. Even if you went into Summit, you know, with a lot of success, you'd reached a lot of milestones. There's something about getting surrounded and hearing the mission and just being immersed in it, right? Like it's hard to describe unless you've been there. You guys, my first Summit, I was 30 weeks pregnant. It was in Las Vegas. Like the last thing I wanted to do was be 30 weeks pregnant in Las Vegas, okay? But I knew that in order for me to truly embrace all of this, I had to just get there, and I did. And honest, that was the turning point for me. Like that was the aha turning point for me, and I was like 8 months into my business. So I'm just putting that out there, you guys, because like figure it out. Like you'll figure out childcare, you'll figure out all the other stuff later. And this might be a little bit of my like sapphire youngest child personality, but like reckless, you'll figure out the details later, because regardless of if you have it in line or not, like don't wait to take advantage of this incredible deal, because Summit sells out. Like there are summits that have been sold out where you couldn't go if you wanted to go. So I wouldn't wait. Like just buy the ticket, figure out all the other crap later.
Love it. And I know there's a few people that are waiting to earn their ticket too. So that should be definitely a driving force for you to hit Success Club in your 3rd month in a row. If you're a brand new coach, that's how you earn your ticket. All right, so that is it for Super Saturday announcements. They announced the next Super Saturday. I have written down January 12th, but they said it so fast that I could be wrong.
No, that was right. They moved it back a week, because it's typically always like the first Saturday in January, but they did move it back a week, so that's correct.
Okay, awesome. So we just wanted to talk about a few other things. First, both of our teams are simultaneously running a sugar detox / 3-day refresh group. And I'm going to let Courtney talk about that, because she's run this before.
Yeah, you guys, this free groups are an incredible opportunity for you to pull people in that maybe are on the fence, like are still trying to build trust with you, but do want some advice, right? So if you guys have done these free groups with Lori or with myself or our teams before, you know how smoothly they run. They offer a lot of value and great tips and great information, but in terms of coaching, really like it's just bringing the people in, right? Like you just need to invite and bring them in and do your follow-ups on the back end, but the groups run very smoothly. Like they're easy to follow. They're very well scripted. I mean, we run these very scripted free groups and they're effective. Now, here's where we're pairing it with the 3-day refresh, because, you know, we figured this is the time of year where people kind of either go one way or the other. They either like, you know, they veer left and they just go on this downward spiral until January 1st because like, okay, well, it's almost Thanksgiving and then it's Christmas and like, it's just, they deemed it not worth it, right? Because they look at their social agenda and they've got 2 things on there over the next 9 weeks and they're like, well, I'm too busy, right? So like, this is our opportunity to steer them to the right and help them stay engaged through the holiday season, because it's ridiculous that they're going to throw in the towel till January. So your sugar detox is going to help them after Halloween reset, right? Like regardless of whatever happened on the 31st or the week, 2 weeks, 5 months before that, they're going to reset on the November 1st is when we're going to start our sugar detox, but we're pairing with a 3-day refresh, giving people the option to purchase a 3-day refresh. They can do the 3-day refresh anytime from November 1st through because the group is open. It's a 7-day scripted group, right? But we're going to keep it open for 10 days. So they can choose whatever 3 days that they want to do the refresh. It's really up to them. Like some people like to do over the weekend, other people that doesn't work well for. So I find better with the refresh to not tell them like you have to do it Thursday, Friday, Saturday, because that's maybe not, it needs to work for their schedule anyway. But with the 3-day refresh, they could do it standalone. This could be a great opportunity to have a conversation about how you're going to keep them engaged throughout the rest of the year. You could pair the refresh with a challenge pack. Remember, with a challenge pack, the 3-day refresh is what, like $40? Lori? It's like,
yeah.
it's like, well, is that still the case? Because I know Energize is super discounted now.
I think it still pops up.
Okay, so I'll have to confirm on all that, but regardless, it can be, all thrown into the bundle, or they could just do the 3-day refresh challenge pack too for $160, which gets them 30 days of Shakeology. Plug them into, our team has the hashtag Last 90 group. You guys have like the Stronger group, whatever group you have, get them engaged. The idea is to help people stay engaged this time of year. Okay, it does pop up. Thanks, guys. So using that as a tool to really not just think about the next 7 days in a sugar detox, but listen to their goals. What are their needs? Okay, this is where we're going to start. Like this is the kickstart. Now you may have some people that they just want the 7-day sugar detox, and that's okay. You guys know that free groups, the purpose is for you to build a relationship, for you to build trust with people and show them what you have to offer as a coach, show them what our community has to offer. And it's intended to be a free group. So if they're not wanting to be, added into and have a longer plan other than 7 days, that's okay too. But it should be a conversation that you're having with everybody to provide them with the opportunity. Now, what Lori and I have done is just change the banner in the free group. So like we're keeping all the stuff in there for the social proof of all the results people have gotten from the groups in the past, and hopefully re-engage some people that joined a free group last month, keep them going, and add more people in. This is a great way for you to ask for referrals to bring, some of their friends in too. It's a great way for you to, continue to build those relationships, especially in your cold market through Instagram or wherever, right? Like ease them into our community. So take advantage of that, you guys. The timing is perfect. Like it just lines up perfectly with Halloween. Typically I always do a sugar detox. Sugar detox is quite a bit this time of year because Halloween, Thanksgiving, and then after like the new year, are great times to kind of add in the 3-day refresh.
Also, if you haven't done the 3-day refresh, this is a great opportunity for you to try it with the people that you're going to talk about it with. I don't know about you, but my followers and my people are always like, when are you going to do that again? I want to do it with you. So I'm going to do it. I like to do it a few times a year. It's like an oil change for your car, for those of you that don't know, and it's good to do for your body. And it's not like you're going to be in the bathroom for 3 days. It's nothing like that. Like you literally clean out your system nicely, controllably. You're not going to be in the middle of the store and then running to the bathroom. And it's great to really try out our products so that you can talk about them. And who doesn't like losing like 3 to 5 pounds in 3 days of just gunk?
Right. Just bloat. And you guys that are following our nutrition plans, honestly, it's not that hard. Like it's 3 days. It's really not very hard. You're going to eat food. It may not be as much quantity of food that you want to eat, but you're eating food. Like you're not just like drinking like broth all day. Like you are eating vegetables. Like your body is resetting and it's vegan based. So if you, again, like Lori said, if you've not done it, you got to do it because it's really, our nutritional programs are incredible. And that's one of them. Like that's one, I have a lot of people that do that very regularly. So okay.
All right. So the next thing we were going to talk about is the Cash for the Holidays challenge that we both posted in our team pages today. And I
haven't posted it yet. So this is going to be the first time my team is hearing it, which is fine, but let's talk about it and then I'll get it posted. I was very active in Rock Solid today and I was trying not to overwhelm.
I didn't know that you posted yet. That's okay. So Cash for the Holidays basically is just a way to think about like, who doesn't want cash for the holidays? And what a great way to use your Beachbody hobby to get that cash for the holidays. I know that, a lot of us in here are, sort of fueled by the financial part of this, and a lot of us aren't. We are helping lives and changing lives every day, but we also do love that we're making, money to help our families. And we spelled it out, and Courtney's going to post it probably right after this. But it's a great way to think about and create goals for yourself for the next 3 months to, 2.5 months, 9 weeks is really what it is. To really try to get $900 for Christmas. I mean, who wouldn't like that? And if you think about it, the way it's broken down by, you know, selling, what is it, a challenge pack of I forgot, I have to look at it the way it's broken down. But it's just a great way to set goals for yourself. Sometimes we have to break it down to see how many people we need to talk to, how many challenge packs we need to sell every week, how many coaches we need to enroll. So this is just a great way to look at it like that for those of you that are incentivized, you know, by that. You can print out the tracker, you can hang it up, you know, anywhere that you look at it, by your mirror, in the kitchen, whatever it is. But work hard and work with your success partners too to push each other to do that.
And I just want to add one thing to that, Lori, because, you know, some people may not necessarily be motivated by the cash for themselves, but like if you're somebody that's, you know, one of your goals is to give back so much to certain organizations, or, you know, around the holiday seasons, I know like my boys and I always do like fill up the boxes and take them in for, provide for families that aren't going to wake up and have presents on Christmas morning or on Hanukkah or whatever. Right. So we give back. So decide, you know, you can kind of figure out what that number is, but, you know, in the beginning for me, when I started coaching, like my family lives far. We don't live near family. It requires plane tickets. It requires travel. And that wasn't something we could really budget in with gifts and all the other stuff too, right? So coaching became such a vehicle for me that I didn't have to tell my parents I couldn't come home for Christmas, right? Like you could figure out how to get there. And so around the holidays, look at what the need is, because I know some people aren't going to be motivated by needing the gifts for your family or whatever it is that you want for the holidays, but where else could you use that? Like where else would that be helpful, and kind of speak to whatever it is that you're fighting for with this business?
So I'm just going to share my screen real quick because I just found the image. So this is basically what it is, and it's just broken down by the next 9 weeks if you want to set that goal for yourself by helping one person a week. So in weeks 1 through 3, if you sell 3 of the 205 challenge packs, the $205 challenge packs, that's just an average. Most of the challenge packs you probably sell are the 160. But, you know, if you add on a 3-day refresh or something else, this just really breaks it down and shows you, you know, how you can do that. So there you go. All right. And the last but not least thing that, well, first we both wanted to just talk a little bit about being proactive. And then I'm going to let Courtney share her aha moment from her marathon. But try to be proactive with things that come up in your coaching business. You know, questions like, I didn't get invited to the Shift Shop Challenge, to Chris's group. I sold something. I feel like I should have got invited. Take a look at the FAQ first before you put it on the team page. Check it out first to see if you really did meet the qualifications, or if you have a question about something, you know, check the FAQ first. I think a lot of times it's really easy for us to just pop in the team page and ask a question. And I'm not saying that that's not the place to go, but really it should be the place to go when you've already checked like 3 other places. FAQ, you know, maybe your success partner or your coaches you're working with in a challenge group, and then, you know, maybe your coach, and then maybe even Google. And then if you still can't find it, or there's still a question, because there are certain things that are just questionable or they're worded funny, then jump in the team page and ask. But really try to be proactive about, you know, finding out information. All right, and the last thing Courtney's going to share is an amazing aha moment that she had that she wants all of us to take back to our own lives. So take it away, marathon runner.
You know, there are a lot of things you learn about yourself when you run 26.2 miles. And you guys, for those, I know Lori's team, you guys probably don't know a lot of this story of mine. And I've been sharing, you know, my team has been aware of this goal of mine. And literally every year when I made a vision board, I would put run a marathon on there, small, in like the right-hand corner where I knew it was like easily overlooked by myself and others. And for 5 years, I put it there because I never started making vision boards until I became a coach. Like that wasn't something that I ever did. And I became a coach and I started doing those. And I put it there, very little at the bottom, right? And my focus was it's funny when you make these boards, when you do like use Canva or whatever, because you kind of really already make the things big that you want to focus on, like maybe even the safe goals. Like I got that in the bag, right? So I'm going to put like this goal up here because like I'm going to check that off. But like that big scary one like hides over in the corner, so you just kind of ignore it. And I did that for 5 years. And then this year I decided was going to be the year. And I just made the decision to do it. You guys, I am not a runner. I mean, I am active, right? Like I can run, but I'm not a runner. Like it's not my preferred choice of exercise. I don't know why it's been like looming over me for so long. It's just when I would see my friends post about a marathon, I would think, I want to do that. Like I can do that. But I never really took action on it until this year I decided I was going to do it. And I was honestly mostly scared about the race itself was scary, but honestly, the part that scared me the most was committing to the training, like knowing that that was going to take, and those of you that have trained for long runs or anything of high endurance like that, hours and hours of running. But it's not just the running. It's also the time I spent soaking in the bath, the times where, you know, I did not cook dinner for my family. Like we like ate turkey roll-ups and like carrot sticks because I was too tired to cook after like a long run. You know, the times I had to ask my husband to step in and spend most of Sunday with the kids alone, like our one family day that we have together, because he's gone a lot. But I was like, that's the only day that you're here that I can go for a long run while the kids are like, I'm not pushing them in a stroller for 3 hours. So like, I need you to watch them. Chiropractic appointments, massages, like lots of money, lots of time, lots of commitment to this. But here's where like the epiphany kind of came in, right? Like when I hit the course on Sunday morning, I wasn't really nervous. I kind of was like, all right, I'm here, I'm going to do this, right? Like I think probably not knowing how it was going to feel around mile 19 helped me not be nervous. Like I imagined how hard it would, like how bad it would feel, but it felt a lot worse than I thought it would feel. So like you get there and then you just have to figure it out. But you know, like standing there, I wasn't super nervous. Like even Lori, we had a call like on Thursday and she's like, you look so like calm and collected. Like you're running a marathon this week. And I'm like, yeah, whatever, you know, it's happening. You know, like what am I going to do? It's like when you go in like, well, I don't know if you can consider it like compare it to childbirth, but it's like, you don't really know what to expect. So like you've got a little nerves and you're a little, like people have told you a lot of stories, but you're like, I'm not really sure how this is going to go. And then you do it and you're like, yeah, that wasn't so bad, right? Or maybe that was just my birth experiences, but that was kind of my marathon experience too. But here's how I want to weave this into like our coaching business. A couple things. One, without coaching, I don't know that I ever would have, one, made a vision board and made that a priority, even though it started really small in the corner and like inched its way towards the middle really big, because it was through this desire to be in a growth environment, right? Like I knew where I was comfortable, and a marathon was so far outside of my comfort zone. And coaching has taught me to stay in a constant state of growth. Like stop staying comfortable all the time. You can't stay comfortable. You don't grow from there. Like, and until you actually extend yourself into that growth environment, you don't realize how comfortable you truly are. And that's part of my epiphany. So like, that's the first thing, is that coaching allowed me to do that. You know, I had to put behind a lot of the excuses and the reasons I told myself why I couldn't do it. You know, I don't have time for this. Like, I'm not a runner. Running is hard. My husband travels too much. Like, all of those things, I had to just kind of wipe them away and just figure it out. Like, I thought to myself, all these other people are figuring it out, right? Like, they have kids, they work full time. Like, they've got a million barriers too. I'm going to figure it out. And so while I'm there on the course, and I ran the Columbus Marathon, and I chose this race for a couple of reasons. One, it was incredibly flat. I needed a flat race. Like, I live in Indiana. There are no freaking hills here. So like, you can't train unless you go on a treadmill. So I needed to choose a course that was flat. And so I chose Columbus for one, because it was flat. Two, it was a really desired like spectator one, meaning there were people pretty much all along the course, except when you ran through Ohio State's campus on a Sunday morning where like nobody's awake. But like otherwise, there were people there on the course, like keeping you going. The other reason was it was sponsored by the Children's Hospital, Nationwide Children's Hospital. And I loved that because I knew that my registration fees and things were going back towards helping children, helping sick children. And every mile was dedicated to a sick child. And they were there those kids were there on the course with those big like foam hands, like with patient high five. Like you got to high five them on every mile, like in front of their big sign. Like it just gave you emotion. Like, and I'm thinking, here I am running a marathon. Like this is hard, but like this kid's fighting for his life, you know, like this is a very sick child right here. And so it's perspective in that. And the other one was, so I got emotional every time I smacked that kid's hand, right? Like, you know, I made sure I moved over to the side and they had their hand out. And it was cold, you guys. It was like 34 degrees. So like they're bundled up. They had like space heaters and everything. And then at mile 12, they call the Angel Mile. And that is just tall white flags every, I don't know, probably every 20 feet of a child that was gone too soon. And their families were there with pictures of their children. Like they're cheering you on. And like, I lost it. Like I was just like, oh my God, here I am. Like a marathon is not hard when you think about what these families are going through, right? And the last, you know, there was a couple times, but this one that I really want to talk about, that's, I promise I'm getting to the point here, you guys, but I had done 3 half marathons in the past. And while like with the first time I did it, it was really scary and big. And I'm not trying to minimize people where they're at in your journey. Like everybody's journeys are different, right? But for me, a half marathon was comfortable. I had done it 3 times. I knew I could finish it. I knew what to expect, right? Like you know exactly what you're showing up for. And there's a point on the course, you know, where they direct the half marathoners to the left and they direct the marathoners to stay to the right. And on the left is where the half marathoners run to go finish. So at, you know, right after like mile 12 and a half, they start to veer off to the left and they go that way and the marathoners go to the right. And 3 times in the past, I've seen that sign and I've always gone to the left because that's where the half marathoners go finish. You finish your race and the marathoners keep going. And I remember thinking like, you know, like suckers, like, I can't believe you're only halfway. Like you have to keep going because it wasn't something at the time that was a goal of mine. But honestly, it's not that it wasn't a goal. It was something I never truly believed I could do. And so for the first time, and I was very emotional at this point because I realized like I've already gone further than I've ever gone, right? Like I've never gotten to this point before. I let all the excuses or things that were holding me back go and I went to the right and I veered right. And it was like right at that point that I saw my family too. So they were like at the halfway point. And I remember just thinking like, gosh, I feel great. Like I've always just finished here. And I felt like amazing at mile 13.1 when normally it had been so uncomfortable and I was exhausted and like fighting to just keep my feet moving. But I had trained for this. I had showed up daily for this. I had, you know, fueled my mind with the right things to listen to and to read. I had fueled my body with the right nutrition. I surrounded myself with positive people. Like I found the right cheering section to lift me up when I was tired. You know, I surrounded myself with my success partner when I was even late to like many meetings coming off of my run, like in a red face and all sweaty. And if you know Lori, she doesn't really like to be late. So I appreciate that she was patient with me. I was like messaging her on one of my runs. I was like, I got 3 miles to go. I'll see you in 20 minutes or whatever, you know? Not 20, I'm not that fast. But anyway, so veering right just really opened my eyes a lot to like this time of year with coaching, okay? This time of year is typically the time of year where, you know, as a leader, I see one of 2 options that people go. They go left towards their comfort zone and they just hang out and they sort of half-ass their programs, their nutrition. They stop inviting, they stop sharing as a result of that because they're not following a plan. They're not really on any nutrition plan. And they ride the left wave. They ride the left corner. That's comfortable. I can stay here. That's comfortable. I don't really have to change anything. I don't have to, you know, rearrange like a social calendar. I don't have to, I can just stay here. And then I see the coaches that go right, the ones that lean in a little tighter, the ones that, you know, pick a program and they start it and they finish it and they lean into their nutrition plan and they give themselves grace through Thanksgiving. That's one day of the year, you guys. Like Thanksgiving is not a whole week. It's one day. They give themselves grace through that because eat grandma's pie, you guys. You get grandma's pie one day a year. Eat grandma's pie. It's okay. But they get back on track and they stay the course. You know, it's like walking through the water station. That's okay too. Like drink your water, regroup, keep going, stay right. And to the right, what happens when you stay to the right and you push through this time of year where, 80% of the course went to the left because that was their goal was, and I hope this isn't coming off that like a half marathon is not a huge accomplishment, because it is. I'm using this as, you guys can understand. But like for me, left was comfortable. So if you're just riding the comfort to go to the left, I encourage you to go to the right, you guys, because something really pretty freaking amazing happens when you do go right. You learn about yourself. You get through the things and the times that you told yourself that you couldn't, right? Like you made excuses why this wasn't going to work for you. And you get to mile 19, right? Which let's call mile 19 Thanksgiving. And you've got all these temptations and things in front of you, but it's okay. It's just 1 mile. It's a mile. You can do this. You trained a lot. It's 1 mile of 26 miles. You just keep going. You keep plugging along. You stay engaged. And you keep moving through that tough spot, because at mile 24, you realize I'm almost there. Like I've come this far. I've come too far not to keep going, right? So you keep your feet moving, you keep moving forward, and you bring other people along with you. Through your journey, you've inspired other people, because you guys, 98% of America is going left through this time of year. Like they don't want to be uncomfortable. They want to be comfortable. Lori and I encourage you guys to go right, where it feels a little bit more difficult, where it feels a little hard, where you hear more no's than you hear yeses. Because here's the thing. When you go right this time of year, on January 1st through January 31st, you get a ton of yeses. People are ready. They are ready. If you go left this time of year, on January 1st, your inbox is empty, because they're watching the coaches that are going right this time of year, that are staying the course, that are doing the hard things, because they want that coach that's cheering them on and knows how to get through hard times, right? Like sees that they did it. Because you guys, in the grand scheme of things, getting through the holiday season is just not hard. Those families holding pictures of their children who died, like I'm talking infants, preschoolers, that's hard. Stay to the right, you guys. We have something amazing to offer people, but we can't offer it to them if you go left, because you're not offering them anything. You're just hanging out. Stay right with us, you guys. I promise. Staying right means that you're committed to hitting Success Club. You're committed to helping people to their healthy formula all year. Not just when it's good for you, but when it's good for them. Because that's not how this business works. It's not on what's good for you. It's not what's in it for you. It's what's in it for them. So please, this time of year, stay right with us. Okay. I'm going to get off my soapbox.
No, that's so awesome. Oh God, love it. It's because she's right. This is the time of year that you don't stop and put your foot on the brake. This is the time of year that you push harder on the gas, because whatever you do now, you're planting seeds, especially for the new coaches. You're planting all these seeds, and it takes 2-3 months for all those people to actually pull the trigger and be ready. So don't stop now. Does anyone have any questions? I know there was a lot of, Courtney, if you don't see the chat, everybody was saying awesome things about you. Hit Success Club today. Awesome. Way to go. So
and you guys, this is a challenging time of year, because people have a lot of reasons to give themselves to not commit, right? Like, hey, Kylie, can you mute yourself? Like they're giving themselves a lot of reasons why they can't commit to things, but you just need to keep showing up, right? And stop waiting for somebody to be a yes. Like just keep moving forward. There's how many billion people that we can help? A lot of them. So stop waiting for the 3 people you're waiting for yeses on, and keep moving forward. Keep talking to people. If I was still waiting on my 3 yeses, I'd still be waiting, like you just have to keep talking to more people, because your journey and your story inspires people to make change with their life. And what you do, like Lori just said, the work you do right now pays you 6 months to 9 months to sometimes 12 months from now. So like if you take a 3-month hiatus from your business, you're the farmer. You plant seeds this time of year. You harvest in the winter and the spring. So like if you're not planting seeds right now, please don't come to Lori and I frustrated in March when you have nobody to help. Like, I mean, that's just how this works. You have to do the work now. You have to stay in it. Like, get dirty, stay in it now. But it starts with yourself. Like, do a gut check on yourself. Am I committed to a program? Am I following the nutrition plan? Because if either of those are no, it has to start with you. You cannot be a good coach to others if either of these are a no. Like, you just committed to something. You have to be committed. That's proof our products work. It's important. It's vital number one for a reason.
And if you're on this call and either of those questions is a no, it is the perfect time to make that a yes with Shift Shop. Like, without a doubt. Shift Shop starts Monday. Chris Downing is amazing. The nutrition plan you're familiar with. It's a brand new program. You're going to get your personal development. You can ask people to come with you and join as coaches and be in his test group. It's like the whole package. So if you honestly didn't answer yes to each one of those questions, answer yes. Commit tonight to do your in prep week with him to do Shift Shop. Or, you know, any other program. I saw somebody on here saying they're doing the Ultimate Reset in November because they don't want to fall back. That's awesome. Good for you. I don't remember who it was.
Kimberly, Rockstar.
That is amazing. Oh my God, that's so awesome. All right, any other questions? Come next Tuesday night with something Halloween. Spread the word. Anyone want to say anything? Thank you, Courtney, for sharing your heart with us. That was incredible. Everyone think about that. And I guess that's it. All right, I see a lot of new coaches on here. Awesome, awesome. Welcome.
Yes, lots of new faces. It's exciting.
We hit 50 tonight. Woohoo!
Woo! All right, let's see all those scary costumes next week. I got to figure out what my costume is.
There were 2 people that dressed up this weekend at one of the Super Saturdays as beach bars.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
There was a picture floating around somewhere that was awesome.
I love it.
All right, guys. Thank you. Have a great night.
Good night, everybody.